you and I both know the way content has evolved is crazy. From a long format, boring text content
Right.
to the crazy video couch chat today.
Right. From the podcast, you can make blogs, you can make newsletters, you can make social media content, you can make short videos, you can make long videos, you can
Sure.
do so much with that.
Put your heart out there, bring your passion, genuinely connect with people, and business will follow.
Just make sure you're connecting with the right people.
All right, audience, welcome back. One another special episode, one another special guest. The guest I have with me on couch is from the same industry as me. I have Molly with me here. She's the founder, owner of Heartcast Media. She's somebody who has spent probably a few decades in the media industry. So to be honest, I'm nervous because I'm going to talk to somebody who's been a mover and shaker in this space. Originally from Costa Rica. You go follow her on her Instagram, you will see she literally lives in heaven. Right out of her bedroom window, you see a beautiful landscape, but she's also a relentless businesswoman running a very successful business out of Washington, D.C. here. She runs a media business with customers all over the world. She has been, helping a lot of enterprise customers like ourselves, small and medium-sized businesses, helping the federal government agencies, and you name it, and she has them as their customer. So Molly, thank you so much for jumping on this impromptu chat show with me on the couch.
I love it. That was a great introduction. Thank you.
Thank you. So why don't you tell a little bit about your journey to our audience?
Well, I've been a business owner as long as I can remember, multimedia for 25 years now.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, really focused on producing content that drives revenue and creates strategic relationships, but also looks good. Because I think in business, if you want to represent your business, you need to do it with high quality content.
Absolutely.
And just content is not the answer. It's high quality content.
Absolutely.
And with businesses, it's super important. So our main focus is driving revenue, creating ROI for businesses that's very trackable and easy to maintain.
Beautiful. So let's get straight to the business, right? I mean, you have been in the media business. You spoke about content. That's something that is very close to my heart. As a CMO for close to a decade, as a marketeer for close to 2 decades, I have seen the whole, fraternity change.
For sure.
You have great content, you have great presentation, it's a much easier, short way to win customer, increase your revenue and all of that. But you and I both know the way content has evolved is crazy. From a long format, boring text content to the crazy video couch chat today is transformational. How did you see this whole thing growing? How did you change your business models?
Well, we used to produce content to get a lot of visibility, and I've changed, my method over the last 6 years with Heartcast Media, focusing on the relationship. Interview the people you want to do business with, sit across the table from them, do a great introduction, learn about them, be genuinely curious, have a natural conversation about your industry, don't try to sell anything, and then follow up with them. And that is the best business development, pipeline filling activity that you can do. Then you get the SEO content. You can transcribe it. You got newsletters, blog posts. You get all that anyway. And then you get the social media content.
Beautiful.
A lot of people are too focused on the social media content, and they're forgetting that conversation is the most important thing. That's the relationship, and relationships close deals. Downloads don't close deals.
Beautiful. I'm telling you, this whole thing is music to my ears, and so to my audience, I'm sure. I already know that this is going to be one of the most viewed videos on my show, because what you're saying is what every single person out there needs to know, especially for entrepreneurs who have shoestring budget. They don't have unlimited budget to spend, but they still want to acquire many customers, many leads. And one of the most misled thing in the industry is, like you rightly said, it's not number of downloads, it's the number of connects that you make. So that brings me to the next question. So how do you think, or what are the most powerful, the modes of content that people should produce today? Is that just video? Is that podcast? Is that, blog is, what is it? What according to you is a magic wand?
I mean, I think the podcast, because
Beautiful.
from the podcast you can make blogs, you can make newsletters, you can make social media content, you can make short videos, you can make long videos, you can
Sure.
do so much with that.
Sure.
But you're starting with that relationship,
I agree.
and then you get everything else.
I
So to
agree.
me, it's like a Trojan horse of
Beautiful.
SEO and content.
Beautiful.
So it's multi-purpose. Instead of just focusing on the content or
yeah.
the video for Instagram, that's great, but you can make that organically.
Yeah.
And then what you're doing with that content is you're nurturing the relationship with that person. So
Right.
you follow up with them after the interview. You
Right.
follow up again. Hey,
Sure.
all the assets are ready. Then you tag them on LinkedIn.
Right.
They're going to like you, right? The gift of reciprocity is real, especially if
Absolutely.
you're a smaller business.
Absolutely.
If you don't have a big budget to get in front of people, or even the means, just because you put an ad out,
Yeah.
is your website ready?
Yeah.
Do you have an email sequence? Do you have a funnel? Do you have a way to, what are you doing with that attention? So attention isn't always what you want, it's relationships, right? So the podcast feels like a very targeted way. Like I interview CMOs on my podcast all the time.
Wow.
Because by the end of it, they're like, oh, Molly, you've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
Send me your rates and information.
Wow.
I don't talk to them about what we
Business.
do.
Oh, wow.
We just
Wow.
talk about marketing because I'm
Beautiful.
interested in it.
Beautiful.
Right.
So if I can summarize it, what you're saying is put your heart out there, bring your passion, genuinely connect with people, and business will follow.
Just make sure you're connecting with the right people,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
If you want to work with tech companies, then reach out to companies that have
In tech.
portfolio companies, right?
Exactly.
Don't interview somebody about failure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We do marketing, so I
Yeah.
interview CMOs. I don't interview life coaches.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't. That's not my audience, right?
Correct,
So
correct.
being very strategic
Sure.
and intentional,
Sure.
because 15 targeted interviews can fill your pipeline
Yeah.
much better than 75 crappy episodes of a podcast that nobody's listening to anyway.
I agree.
It's a waste of time, resources, energy, effort,
I
and
agree.
it cheapens your brand.
Sure.
It cheapens your brand if you
Sure.
don't do it right. But
True.
15 targeted interviews
Yeah. Make you the
can
blockbuster.
fill your pipeline.
Yeah.
And then put it on pause. Come
Sure.
back in Q3, Q4.
Sure.
Do it again. Fill the pipeline again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the message. It's not volume. It's quality over quantity.
Beautiful. You're nailing it. You're nailing it. So Molly, I think one other thing that kind of gets me curious is in my past life, before we started Zeebu, I used to own a media company which I successfully had an exit. Prior to that, I also had another company which was into publishing, had a very successful exit. Obviously, God has been very kind to me. I have built and sold businesses very successfully. One thing I've been seeing over the past few decades is, why is that we don't have women leaders like you dominating this industry? Why is that there are fewer women leaders in business who own the business and who dictate the narrative? Why do you think it's not happening?
I've been thinking a lot about that today as I've been looking around. When you go to an event that's centered around women, it looks nothing like this.
Yeah.
This is a very business environment. Everybody's in suits. There's more navy blue in this convention center than I've seen in my entire
In real
life,
life?
right? What's happening here is opportunities for people to network and make money together. When you go to women's events, it's a lot of you are enough and value yourself. It's more of this mental lift to make women feel more empowered, which I believe in.
Yeah.
But I want to teach women how to make money.
Yeah.
Listen, you start your imposter syndrome, which I think is it's a lie, right?
Yeah,
Goes away when you make money.
absolutely.
You stop feeling like you're an imposter when you're making a lot of money. So I think the environments need to shift with women. Listen, we can get some wine afterwards. We can talk
Sure.
about all the things that are keeping us down.
Sure.
But right now, let's work the room. Let's make some money. What's your elevator pitch? What are your services? Who are you
Sure.
trying to talk to?
Sure.
Get really clear
Beautiful.
on making money. And I don't think that message is sent enough to women because it makes us feel like it's greedy or slimy to say we want to make money.
Yeah.
And there's a real problem with that.
Right.
When more women make more money, the world is a better place. We enrich our families, our communities, our employees. The data is there. When we make more money, everybody wins and everybody's life is better.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
I would love to see more of that.
I have been a huge advocate of women running the business. In fact, in my past life, I used to run an event property called She Leads, which was all about bringing women who are leading the business, be it Indra Nui, Sheryl Sandberg and whoever, right? Marissa Mayer for Yahoo, what she did. I have seen that women transform businesses. But one thing, like you said, is, why are we still telling that, hey, you are equal, you're equal? In fact, my argument is you are a zillion times better than your male counterparts.
Agreed.
Right? So do you think this is something that has to come right from the academia, or do you think as industry we all should march towards it? Where do you think we should put the more efforts on?
Mentor some women, bring some women into the fold. If you see a woman that's doing well in business, bring her in, teach her some more, make some connections, show her how to nurture those relationships. Each one teach one kind of thing.
Right.
It's not just about a diversity hire or we have a woman on the cover. It's like, no, like really enrich another woman's life. Give her some of those secrets, because that's how we all got there, right? It's those introductions, it's the connections you make, the relationships. Everything in life is about your relationships, business and personal.
Right.
And if a woman entrepreneur has a relationship with somebody like you, her life and her business are probably going to be enriched by it, right?
Right.
So
Absolutely.
I think it's about like personal responsibility, and it's not about handouts.
Right.
On behalf of women, we don't want any handouts. We just want an equal opportunity.
Right.
And I believe that. It doesn't always come easy, but sometimes you just got to kick down the door, or you got to build your own table, and build extra seats for people. But I think mentorship, and give a woman client the contract, and if she messes up, then show her how to do better.
Exactly.
Don't just say, this is why I don't hire women. No, everybody makes mistakes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I loved it. Beautiful viewpoint.